Last time out, Chacha Vauzz and the Rockies got their game going a little bit, scoring some runs, winning a few games, including yet another walk-off grand slam coming from Chacha Vauzz. But today, we have a chance at some revenge. As we open up today, we've got a 3-game series against the Mariners, and we all know how our short time there went. So Chacha wants to play well in those games. But we still have the White Sox, we still have the Red Sox thereafter. We need a complete episode of dominance. And for Chacha, he's coming off a really good 3-game stretch, 250, 250, and 600. Before that, there was a couple games where he went over. Want to make sure that we keep negating those. And on top of that, we want to make sure we're getting on base to get some steals. Currently, Chacha sits second here behind Pete Pro Armstrong in the National League with stolen bases. Counting into effect the American League, Chacha is second overall in the league. As Chacha Vauzz makes his way out at T-Mobile Park, a little bit of a note to the Mariners, as Chacha has added some more of the Rocky purple to his uniform set, something he ended up taking away when he was with the Mariners. Brian Wu on the mound as we get going, taking pitch 1 inside. But getting good contact this time, but not sneaking by second base, where Chacha Vauzz used to play instead of Newman here. Kevin Newman gets the out on Chacha to end the top of the first. Quite a fun way to start this one, with a dynamic challenge to follow. Chacha Vauzz with the ground out to second where he used to play, but now with that dynamic challenge, no one on for Chacha Vauzz, and the Mariners have taken a 2-run lead. Nobody on again here for Chacha, so just got to get done what he can get done. And that's going to be a foul ball on the circle change on the outside lower third. That one, though, is one to rip, headed towards left center and down. Chacha, though, going to have to pump the brakes at first. He will get on for the Rockies. For Michael Toglia, batting behind Chacha, could look to get into scoring range. Toglia has improved that batting average up to 235 here of late. Wu checking over his shoulder, doesn't go to Chacha. That one's down in the dirt, but sliding in safely. As look at JP rocking the purple sleeve. I think that's a note here for Chacha Vauzz. I think he's saying apologies for how the manager handled your time here with us. Unfortunately, for how that handled, we're now playing against each other. As Chacha gets one stolen base, he's looking for a second, though. This one is in play, but not going to make it out of the infield. Second, gets under it, Newman collects. That'll end another top. But how about a little work out in the field then? As Taylor Ward steps up, he's 1 for 2 in this one with a runner on first, 1 out for Jaden Hill. Now Mariners are up, still here 2-0. We'll have to turn a double play with an 0-2 count. And gonna be hit pretty sharply. Rolling, though, slowly through the grass. Chacha gonna look to turn this double play in time with that improved arm strength over the last couple weeks. Fortunately, I think he gets someone out that he didn't even play with, so not quite revenge out in the field. But as we look to get another hit streak is still alive, make it 4 games in a row. Chacha here, still facing Wu, takes that one outside. This time, though, Chacha does have a man over at first with a little bit of speed, not a whole lot, 31. And there's good contact made. It's going to go back in right, but not enough power to really drive that one. A fly out for Chacha Vauzz. So far, a good back and forth between him and Wu. But as we drop now to bottom of the 8th, once again, Taylor Ward in the box here. Not sure why we're facing the left fielder so often. Victor Vodnik on the mound as we do have a closer game now, 2-1. No one on, though. That one's going to get hit over to Chacha. Few steps over to his left. He collects. Looks to make the quick throw to once again sit another Mariner down. We'll have a big opportunity. Top of the 9th for Chacha Vauzz. Lucas Urseg, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, a 4-pitch mix with 102 as the high, 83 with the low at the slider. Once again, 31 speed over at first. And a fastball almost down the middle. Chacha too far underneath at a launch angle of 157. So down in the count then, 0-1. Chacha pops this one up in foul territory, and it'll be in play for the third baseman. A huge opportunity missed there in the ninth. Once again, just swinging too far underneath. It'll come down to this then. The bottom of the ninth. It is Ahmed Rosario, the DH, stepping up to bat. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts and a ground out. We've got to force him into another ground out here with the bases loaded. 1 out. This is for playing at least into extras. Ground ball over to Chacha. Gonna have to get a quick flip over to second. Has that one. And sent over to first too late. Barely. The Mariners squeeze home the run, and they will take game 1. Only a one-piece hit for Chacha Vauzz. That final play close over at first on Rosario. But close this time is enough as the Mariners get the win. Still, though, have to appreciate JP rocking that purple sleeve. As we start the following game, it's a dynamic challenge for Chacha Vauzz facing Luis Castillo. And on 5 pitches, he's already sat down the first 2. Can Chacha Vauzz get something here for the Rockies? Top of the first. Batting average sitting at .244. And he gets a piece of that one, but only a couple steps back for Julio. That ball's not going to fly in the no-fly zone. Why not? We'll follow it up with yet another dynamic challenge as once again we are down to the Mariners here 2-0, top of the fourth. Chacha Vauzz leading off, and in these situations his main focus is really getting on the bases, trying to make sure we keep that hit streak going as well. Taking that fastball outside, reaching 95. And that one a strong at-bat of a hit. Perfect. Once again, second baseman there to make the play. Doesn't seem like perfect to me. But a third straight dynamic challenge. That's all we're getting here so far in this game as Chacha once again leading off an inning, this time top of the 7th. Once again, we'll look to continue that hit streak. Castillo still going here, pitch number 61 to start the inning. And Chacha will send it right back up the middle. A ground ball through and a single for Chacha Vauzz. That'll make it 5 games in a row for him, and Taglia to follow. Vauzz with that extra step, though, doesn't like it as Castillo tries the pickoff attempt. You have to say, seeing quite a big difference in this Mariners infield at least. Castillo goes home. Chacha goes to second. Sliding in safely. Another bag taken. And if Pro Armstrong hasn't taken any more, Chacha now just 1 behind him. Might look to get it here, and indeed he does. This one in play. Down in right. Chacha rounds and will put one on the board for the Rockies. Michael Taglia with the RBI single. We just got to find a way to put a few more of those together. Fortunately, the Mariners do that before we can. They widen their lead 4-1. Julio Rodriguez batting 3 for 3 in this one. Now, when we were with the Mariners for that short time, being third in the lineup of average before being sent down, we didn't see much of any hits from Julio. And he's not going to get this one here. Chacha gloves it. Looks to make a quick flip over to first to sit him down, make him 3 for 4. But if we stand any chance in this one, we've got to score some more runs. Top of the 9th, Chacha back into the box looking for a multi-hit day. But again, low 30 speed over at first, and the curveball comes in underneath the swing of Chacha a little bit early on that one. Once again, it's Erceg on the mound. We know he can pump high. It's a wide variety of pitch as that one's going back in right. Crowd stands, but they won't have a chance at that one. Chacha flies out on the 101 fastball. That will ultimately leave this game up then to the 0 for 3 Brenton Doyle. But now with 2 on the bases, he represents the tying run, but strikes out looking. Mariners will take this series, winning the first two. Chacha at least getting a hit in each game, but can't quite say he's on the top end of this revenge. But we've also faced Wu and Castillo, two of the best arms the Mariners have to offer, as we step into the final game of the series. Chacha Vauzz facing George Kirby. Once again, it's a wide pitch mix here. 98 as the high, 81 with that knuckle curve. And he left one up for Chacha, but he sends that one foul. I think every time we've had a top of the first here in Seattle, no one's been on, and Chacha has had to deal with 2 outs. Now down 0-2 here with a pitch high, a pitch low. It could be anything here from Kirby. So Chacha sits back but misses the splitter, and that will be a strikeout on Chacha Vauzz. We'll make sure to test that Kirby is unhittable as this game moves along. In fact, by our next appearance in this game out in the field, we would prove that wrong, as we have taken the lead, though Julio stepping into the batter's box 1-for-1 with a double on the day, and has a man at second. 2 outs, though, for Ryan Feltner. So a simple play to first would do here for the Rockies. Chacha taking the steps in, he collects it and quickly gets the ball over to first to end the third, keeping the Rockies on top. But for Chacha Vauzz, he would like something perhaps a little bit more than a single from the batter's box. A double would be great, a home run even better. But he'll take that fastball below the zone, getting ahead in the count. But with 2 following fastballs in the upper inner third connecting, count would go 0-2. Kirby back in front. No nearly hitting Chacha there in the knee, backs him well off the plate. A little bit of a grimace there coming from Chacha Vauzz against a former teammate. Count now 2-2 as Chacha fouls off another fastball coming here from Kirby, seeing pretty much, in fact, all fastballs this at bat. Might look for that knuckle curve or perhaps the splitter here. Rung up Chacha last time. In play to left field, but it hangs. No hit this time for Chacha Vauzz. Kirby 2-0. But when we step back up, top of the 6th, we would have a runner in scoring position for Chacha Vauzz. It's the 3rd time the charm. Kirby gives a fastball high outside. Chacha perhaps a little too eager with that .412 batting average with runners in scoring position. Really wants to drive him home, but you got to make sure you swing at good pitches. See if Kirby offers one here. He does. A sinker low. Good timing, but only getting a piece of it. He's gone high above the zone. He's gone low in the zone, and has Chacha right where he wants him. Hitting the ball there. Count goes 1-2. Chacha Vauzz, we know that he can bunt. Could be an option. As he pops this one up, Chacha trying to leg it out, and he will. Runner moves 90 feet away. A risky call there for Chacha Vauzz with a runner at second. You play that perhaps a little bit too much towards third, they can look to try to get that lead runner out. But in a good spot, Chacha legs out the throw and now puts 2 on. We all know with his speed, he'll try to make sure that he takes away the potential double play. So with that extra step, an 0-2 count here for Toglia. Chacha goes that one down in the dirt. He slides in well before an attempt could even be made. Another stolen base gives him double digits on the year. For the Rockies, it has 2 guys in scoring position. Already up 1. Toglia just has to get this through the infield, or instead gets rung up looking. Our manager doesn't quite seem to agree, but does not challenge it. Leaves us then up to Tovar. 0-for-2 in this one with a strikeout, and I believe it said a ground out, but that batting average is high. .329. Chacha looking to run. Not going to be able to go there. That one is a ball to go 2-1 Tovar. Pitch in here is low. Count now 3-1. Brenton Doyle on deck, and he hasn't had the best of seasons, at least opening up. Should get a decent pitch here, though, from Kirby. Chacha antsy to run, but will load the bases instead. It's going to be up to Brenton Doyle as Tovar heads to first base. strikeout and a ground out, 5 home runs, 12 ribbies so far this year. Chacha Vauzz getting an extended lead over here at second. Kirby, though, not interested. That one skips in and will pop into the outfield. Chacha will run on home. Brenton Doyle shows up big. Game 3 as we take a 3-0 lead. I believe it was the first base that popped that one up. But this game is not over. As we go top of the 8th, we have tacked on a run, but the Mariners have found 3. We know how these late game innings have gone for our Rockies. Not well. Chacha ahead of that 90-mile-an-hour slider, middle. Against Santos with a 4-pitch mix. He could find 100. Low is going to be 82 with a circle change. Chacha will sit on that sinker inside. With Santos struggling to connect with his sinker. Count moves 3-1. Chacha misses the slider. Middle, slightly shaded left. That could have been a home run ball. Got to find a good pitch here, though. Offers at it. That one could have been a strike, but instead it will be a fly out to Rodriguez out in center field. Before the Mariners, they'll have one last opportunity to try to tie this game. Andy Ibanez in the batter's box, 187 average. Quijada trying to strike him out. It's in play, deep at short, throws over to first, connecting, and we will take game 3. We're not picking up any series wins, but we are picking up individual wins, and that we will take. Today's goal, at least 1 per series, if not better. And for Vauzz, well, it might have not been as big of a comeback to Seattle as he was hoping to get some massive revenge. He picks up a hit in each game, 250 apiece, and on top of that, he had a stolen base in each game, though I feel like we might be short, actually, on this counting. I feel like one of those games, if not a couple of those games, we had 2. Might be misremembering. And with Pete Crow Armstrong getting 1 steal in his last series, he remains on top for now in the National League, but Chacha is hot on his heels. Speaking of hot on heels, do we happen to find our first pair of socks, even if they are a silver? No, more bats, more gloves, nothing good here for Chacha Vauzz. Let's in turn head out to a rainy Chicago to face the White Sox. They're 7-15. We are 5-17. We've got a dynamic challenge to open up this game with yet another repeat of what we've seen almost every game. Chacha Vauzz, the 3-hitter, stepping up top of the first with no one on, 2 outs. Paddock, though, gives him 1 to hit, but Chacha once again underneath one of these. It pops out, flying out shallow center field. If you give him 1 to swing at, he will. This time, though, they present him with a far better opportunity with the dynamic challenge. Drive in 1 or score all. Well, before we have a potential rain delay, let's see if we could get something big here on Paddock. White Sox have already taken a lead. And crushing that one foul is Chacha Vauzz. It went 111 off the bat, but foul. Could have been another grand slam for this young second baseman.
1-1.
Instead, it's a 1-1 count with that 12-6 missing. Perhaps the rain playing an effect there on Paddock. Looks to be trying to dry off his hand. With plenty of guys on the bases, you got to score 1 here. Chacha, another one foul down the first base line that could have been yet another grand slam if straightened out. Instead, it's a 1-2 ball game here. Chacha playing the line, but it rolls foul. He tried to squeeze home the tying run. Instead, he strands 3. But with how well he's played those drag bunts this year, you've got to try it, and he did. Can't give him too much flack for that one. Top 5 we go, now with the game tied 1 apiece. Paddock still going here, no rain delays. And in play, Chacha looks to droop, but hangs enough. The rain doesn't do us any favors by smacking that one down quicker. So instead, hit streak in jeopardy as we go top of the fifth, as Urias stepping into the batter's box with a runner 90 feet away. Chacha taking a few steps in here on the infield. 2-2 count, this one in play, as he's just going to have to make the play over at first. Might have been able to try to get the play at home, but it would have been risky. Instead, we make sure we get at least an out there and go top of the eighth. 0 for 3 in this one. Christian Scott stepping onto the mound. A 4-pitch mix, 97 high, 80 low with the sweeper. No one on for Chacha, as this one should be down, and indeed it is. Chacha's hit streak continues, though. You got to get back on over to first. Thank you very much. And that will put one on then for the Rockies here in the eighth. They need 4 runs, so we need some hits to follow here. Michael Toglia 0 for 3 as well. If we could all start to get some singles here late, we could make something happen. Chacha once again going to look to potentially get that steal, though Scott knows it. Scotty don't. That's almost a double Easter egg if you know, as Chacha looks to go here. There is a hit from Toglia, but that will be a simple out on him. Chacha will have to get back on into second safely. That puts us at least in scoring position for Tovar, who does have a double on the day. No extra step here from Chacha, but he still goes that pitch down in the dirt, running slowly in the muddy clay. But he is in with his 11th stolen base. Perhaps we might just need to switch what hand that glove is on, as Chacha typically does not reach with that one. In play, over to first. Chacha will slide on home, get a little bit dirty. Getting a run on the board here for the Rockies, now down 3 with a sacrifice hit. But as we go to top of the ninth, it will be up to the leadoff hitter in Nolan Jones. He has a runner on over at first. Adrian Morajon on the mound, trying to end this one for the Sox. In play, but second is there to pick up the win for the White Sox. As yet again, Colorado Rockies drop another game, and Chacha Vauzz with yet another single in his at-bats. At this point, you kind of got to wonder if Chacha leads the league in just amount of singles compared to anything else. But as we step up, you guessed it, dynamic challenge. No one on for Chacha Vauzz. Jonathan Cannon on the mound, and in 3 pitches, he has 2 outs. He has 5 pitches in the mix. Nothing overpowering, 97 as the high. Chacha Vauzz looks to take advantage with that one outside. Got to make sure he tosses a few more pitches here in the first. But with everything mostly being on the outside, trying to paint the edge. Count is 1-2 for Jonathan Cannon. And Chacha swings ahead of the sinker, left middle. Cannon with a strong start to this one. We'll try to get our revenge here in the following at-bat. Top of the fourth, we're lucky if we get 4 at-bats a game. Do have a runner on this time, but we are already down 4. Cannon with 35 pitches to this point. Chacha offers at a sinker, making contact this time, but it's below the zone and rolls foul. In play this go-around, over to second with a quick flip and an awkward throw angle, but it's gonna pan out. Doubled up the 4-6-3 on Chacha Vauzz. We'll follow it with yet another dynamic challenge. Top of the 6th, 2 on for Chacha Vauzz. Only 1 though in scoring position, but you would still love to drive home 1 or more. So Chacha Vauzz here with not a whole lot of speed out there, 63-64, and tried to send that sinker down the line. Gonna instead go across the line and foul. Not seeing a whole lot over the plate here from Cannon. Though that sweeper sweeps its way in the bottom lower third. And Chacha now 0-2 with everything played low. What do you got here, Cannon? Well, Chacha lays down yet another bunt. Misplaying, it's the third baseman, but it looked like Chacha would have had it anyway. They give him the single. Hit streak continues with the bases loaded. They'll be left up then to Michael Toglia. Only 1 home run, 4 RBIs. Average a little bit below Chacha Vauzz. But he made sure he at least got something done in that at-bat. In play here and through the infield. Chacha's going to head on over towards third. as 2 will score here for the Taglia hit Rockies. Still more work to do, 2 more runs needed to tie, and Tovar stepping up. He's missed quite a few opportunities, but the .325 average is what you want to see here. Chacha with a wide lead. This one skied up, out, and left, and that will end the jam. White Sox only end up giving up 2 as we move to bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, 0-2 count for Matt Thaiss. We've got Sean Sullivan on the mound, 50 pitches for him. Thaiss, though, with a .250 batting average, very similar to Chacha, though 0 for on the day. Chacha going to look to make that 0 for 3 with a bouncer over to him. Simple play to get a simple out and out of the 6th. We need to make sure we get some more bats flowing. We haven't had a multi-hit day so far today. Or the game's still 4-2 with a runner on. You would love to make sure you get another hit. This time to the gap. Would be great. Slider high above the zone. Alex Vesia, the new man on the mound. He only has 3 pitches to offer. 4-seamer slider and circle change. And he's going to miss with the second as well. But we'll give him credit. He'll battle back with a full count. Chacha hasn't swung yet. It's 3-2. Swinging here, it's sent to short. Chacha sent out on yet another double play ball. Not what you want in that scenario. We'll give it to Vesia. He bounced back in that one. Morejón once again on the mound trying to put us out and give the Sox yet another win. A ground ball over towards short. Simple play as they take game 1 and 2. Still just 1 hit in each game here for Chacha Vauzz, as we let another series win opportunity slip by, losing the first 2. Now we just got to make sure as we head into game 3 that, 1, we pick up this win so we can avoid the sweep, but we keep our goal for this episode intact by trying to pick up a win per series. Yet again, 2 outs here, no one on top of the first. Chacha finds a little bit of that high fastball, the 4-seamer clipping the top of the zone, sent foul on a 46-degree launch angle. And then letting the next one go by, circle change inside. With a few more balls, not finding the strike zone or anywhere close. Chacha ahead here, 3-1. And a very gracious call coming from the blue sends Chacha over to first. You could hear some boos coming in there from the few White Sox fans in attendance today. Chacha, though, takes the base. Michael Taglia behind. 2 outs here, and Chacha Vauzz on first. Martin goes home. Chacha looks to go to second. This one in play, and will be a quick end here to the top of the first. Actually looks like a few more people here than what looked like behind home plate. Perhaps people not buying those expensive tickets here for the White Sox. But if they could score a few of these runners here, perhaps a few more of them would start buying those tickets. Alex Bohm stepping into the batter's box here. 4 home runs for him early this season. 13 ribbies. Jaden Hill on the mound with nobody out. 0-2 count and 2 runners on. This one will be grounded over to Chacha. Somehow getting by him. It looked to take an awkward roll off the mound. Kind of faked out Chacha. Almost a curveball with the hit as Bohm scores 1. Good news for Chacha Vauzz is he will have a dynamic challenge to follow to try to make up for that misplay, as 2 would eventually score in total, giving the White Sox a 2-1 lead. Now we would like to drive in 1 or more runs. The more would obviously mean a home run. For the 1, indeed we want. Fastball finding the strike zone this time in the upper inside corner. Good pitch there from Martin. Chacha made him work last time. This one, though, angling foul. A strong hit ball would have been a home run if straightened out. Chacha's been close to a few of those here of late. Let's see what pitch 3 offers. How about a foul ball headed the opposite way? All 3 fastballs so far. That one would have been the first ball of the count. In play, drooping down here. Chacha will look to drag this one into a double as the runner scores. I don't know if they'll count that as a double for Chacha Vauzz. No, in fact, we're getting news it will be counted as a single with an extra base. Chacha Vauzz gets done exactly what we needed to get done, tying this game, and the hit streak continues. Michael Toglia to follow Chacha Vauzz as he is also in scoring position. As the extra step here, looking to go to 3. That one's down in the dirt. Sliding in is Chacha Vauzz. Another stolen base for him. Give him 12 on the year. We'll have to check in on Crow Armstrong to see if he's still in front. As Chacha once again takes that extra step in play and through the infield. Toglia comes through yet again. And it's the Rockies in front here in Chicago. We would even increase that lead. Make it 5-3, top of the 4th, runner on first. 2 outs here. Chacha swings at the low fastball with the new pitcher on the mound. That's going to be Noah Schultz. He offers a 5-pitch mix, so knew someone out there, but nothing overpowering. As he tries that low fastball again, Chacha learned his lesson. Count goes 1-1. That time he left it up for Chacha with good timing. He doesn't make full contact. It'll be a few steps over then for the center fielder. So still we wait for a multi-hit game. And in a 6-4 game with the bases loaded, 1 out, it's still Schultz on the mound. Chacha Vauzz swings hard at the sweeper, finding the lower middle bit of the zone. To make that 0-2. With Chacha fouling off the changeup. Want to make sure you get something in play here, but it is 2 straight foul balls on changeup. Everything off speed here, perhaps setting up for maybe a high inside fastball. Or Chacha instead gets hit to bring home a run. Make it 7-4 with the bases juiced for Toglia. As his average is just increasing. Gotta love to see that. Couple extra steps here for Vauzz. Pitcher doesn't care. Toglia bounces into a double play. Getting out of the jam with only 1 scoring on the hit by pitch. The unfortunate part for Chacha kind of takes away an opportunity to get that multi-hit day. We should still have at least 1 more at-bat in this one. Kyle Teal, though, he's looking to break his 0-for. Did see a walk in this one, but outside of that is 0-for-2. The 7-4 ball game. Victor Vodnik on the mound for us. Offers up a pitch here that will be hit to Chacha. Fairly sharply, but Chacha in front. And has him out over at first. And we will have 1 more opportunity here. It comes top of the 8th with 2 outs. Chacha Vauzz. Would love a multi-hit day here. Drive in 1 or more, but if we hit a double, we would drive in at least 1 or more, and that time we would get a token. It's Strom on the mound facing Chacha Vauzz. And he swings at the cutter inside. He really wants to try to rip those ones down the line. But a .476 batting average with runners in scoring position facing left-handed pitching. Chacha Vauzz has done pretty well in this aspect. Gonna lay off that one, though. Slider outside, coming in at 82. And that one sounded good off the bat. Going back in right, but caught just in front of the warning track. Sometimes those wooden bats sound like it's a far bigger hit than what they actually are. As long as we get Rick Masterson out here in the bottom of the 9th, it'll still be a single on the day for Chacha Vauzz. But a win as this one takes a awkward bounce, but played well by third to pick up the dub. The Rockies get 1 here against Chicago, keeping us on track for a win in each series so far today. With Chacha just hitting singles so far in our episode today, he's gonna do a little bit of some bench reps here to try to make sure we add a little bit of some power to our game. As we start to pump some iron, let's see if we can get something going out here on the field as well. And Chacha pumps for 13 reps, so we'll get a boost to his durability and a few more tokens as well. We'll use those tokens to see a plus here to contact versus right typically facing a lot more guys from the right side. We'll use the final 3 here to get that plate discipline up to 68, giving Chacha 81 overall. We definitely weren't that before, but we didn't get the nice little cut screen here to go from an 80 to an 81. Not sure what that's all about here at the show. But it does send us out to Coors Field, where we are hosting the Boston Red Sox. We return to our home stadium, and it's not with the best first inning. Already down 5 here to the Red Sox, but the good news is it's not nobody on and 2 outs here for Chacha Vauzz. We actually have a runner on, and it's with that 31 speed. Brandon Woodruff on the mound. He's got 5 pitches to work with here. And Chacha will only need 1 to not drop down in right center. About an inch too far in the outfield. A great play, though, made out there by the outfielder. If Chacha's going to get sat down, it better be with a great play made by his opposition. We got Duran stepping into the batter's box. He's 1 for 1, probably a part of that 5 runs scored in the first. Calm things down from there has been Sean Sullivan. Top 4. That one's going to get hit with a big bounce. Chacha looking to turn a double play here. And we've got it around the horn. Getting us out here, the top of the 4th. But we'll have our next at-bat in the bottom of the 4th. Only 1 pitch last time. Chacha swings at the first one here, but misses the 97 fastball. Chacha, 214 career average versus Boston. That's about a hit in just over every 5th at-bat. This one playing out in left field, and this time it droops down for Chacha Vauzz. Hit streak continues. Would love to see a counter pop up here, but apparently they don't care about Chacha Vauzz. There it is. We just got to talk a little something here, and they bring it up for us. 10-game hit streak. And at least half of those games have just been a single apiece. It doesn't matter. We got to get something going here for the Rockies. Reaching out at this one, taking away the double play, though, as Chacha leaves a little early. Doglia moves us to scoring position as he is out at first. Then that'll leave us up to Tovar then. Average at 330, sitting pretty strong, I would say, right now. Over the last week and a half, it's maybe dropped by .003. Chacha looks to steal, but they're going to say strike out Tovar to end the inning. No chance at that extra base here for Chacha Vauzz. Perhaps next time we'll have that opportunity. With 1 out, no one on. And Boston has just as many points as we are in inning. Bottom of the 6th. Chacha Vauzz, what do you got here? Well, that's going to be a sinker by him as he swings a little bit late. Looked like he was dialing up the power swing, but was just way behind it. Makes a bit of contact with that fastball. Also high, everything on the upper outer corner. And Woodruff in front here, 0-2. Chacha, though, with the tapper that is most definitely foul. That'll go down as a swinging strikeout. My least favorite rule here in Major League Baseball. But it takes us to top of the 7th, where at least no extra runs have scored yet for Boston. Some boos coming in. I don't know what exactly from, but boos, probably for the fact we are down 6-0. Chacha, though, looking to make a play over at first with a clean field and a clean throw. Now we would just like a clean at-bat. As there's another run for Boston. Chacha stepping up to lead off the 9th. Can we get a rally here? He is 1 for 3. And a rally start with at least a hit. So Chacha Vauzz, that's what we're looking for here. Versus Josh Winkowski. That's what I'm going to go with. And a decently hit ball, 91 off the bat, but does go foul just like that previous swinging bunt. And also just as the sinker that follows. So Chacha down now, 0-2. Gonna lay off that circle change outside. And this time the bunt is in play. Put at a good spot, and he will run it out. A multi-hit day for Chacha Vauzz. And his best at-bats always seemingly come in the final series. Doglia, 1 for 3 with a single. How about another single? Let's just keep the singles running here until we walk off this game. Chacha goes as that is a ball, so no stolen base. He'll finish his jog on over to second as Toglia makes his way to first. Well, that will put 2 on then as Tovar steps up. Now, it hasn't been a great day for him. Couple strikeouts, a ground out. 3-2 count here. Chacha with that extra step. He's going to third. This one is in play. Chacha will make his way home as they only get the runner at second. So we keep at least 1 on the bases here. Winkowski trying not to blow this game. And he will have 2 outs as Salvador Perez steps up. 1 for 3, 0-2 count. Runner still at first. And that will do it. Red Sox pick up the dub. 7-1. Chacha scores 1 here for the Rockies in the 9th following a 2-hit appearance. Well, the good news is there's still a couple more games to try to pick up a dub. Currently sitting at 6-20. It's not a good start to the year here for Colorado. But it is a dynamic challenge here for Chacha Vauzz. Already down a run here, but it's a whole lot better than the 5-0 deficit we were in last time. 1-0 Chacha Vauzz. Back to the normal here. Bottom of the first, no one on, 2 outs. Tanner Houck on the mound. And Chacha with a strong hit ball over the top of the right fielder. That will be a stand-up double. Yes, stay at double, coach. I don't know why you were telling me to go to 3 there. You would have had me thrown out, Chacha. Way to play it smart. And we finally have something that actually counts as a double as well. Didn't go as an error as the dive ended up missing. Michael Toglia batting .242. He's biting at the heels here of Chacha Vauzz. As that one's down in the dirt, Chacha slides in with an awkward bit of camera work there, but takes an extra bag, now giving him 13. Definitely going to have to get an update at Pete Crow Armstrong after this series. Chacha with a couple steps. That's going to be a bouncer in play that Chacha will run home, but the run will not count. Toglia cannot bring him home. Well, the good news is come our next at-bat, Chacha Vauzz would have this game tied up. So someone else did their job in bringing home someone or did it all themselves. 1 apiece as we go bottom 3. And in play on the first pitch, backhanded by the second baseman, and a quick at-bat there from Chacha Vauzz. And we're going to have to look to make a quick double play to follow as Francisco is on the mound for us. And he's facing Alec Burleson, who's 2 for 2. Bases are juiced. 1 out, 0-2 count. Chacha Vauzz, what do you got here? He's going to shade a little bit more towards second base. That's going to be pretty much where it's hit. Going to have to get the quick flip here to second. No chance to tag and throw. And we will get out of the jam for Francisco. But we need some more hits on this offensive side. And Chacha wanted that sweeper, middle. 100 off the bat, 33 launch angle goes foul down the first base side. Count 0-1 then. They tried it again. That time it's a negative 156 launch angle, and the count is 0-2 here to Chacha Vauzz. Houck, what do you got for us this time? Well, I think they're going to count that as a strikeout. It looked like it might have went off the bat there of Chacha Vauzz, or perhaps it went off his kneecap as he turned for the swinging bunt. Colorado, though, still finds 2 more runs to give them a lead here come top of the 8th, as it's Abreu stepping out and then back into the batter's box here. Justin Anderson in, top of the 8th. Chacha Vauzz out in the field here with that one hit basically straight to him. It's a shuffle step to the right, collect, and throw him out at first. Let's try to clean up our game here with a dynamic challenge leading off bottom of the 8th. 1 for 3, and what could have potentially been a hit with that bunt attempt last time. Didn't quite get a good enough look at it. Chacha Vauzz leading off this time. He wants a double or better against Greg Weisert. 5-pitch mix for him, 96 as the high with a 78 sweeper as the low. And it'll be the sinker, called a strike. That one painting the corner. Not sure if Chacha liked that call too much, but not trying to get thrown out of this game here late on. Favored more of a ball than it did a strike, but it's up to the blue. So count 0-1. Chacha with a piece of this one. Gonna have to outrun the pitcher, but he cannot. Weiser gets the best of him. And for David Hamilton, he'll have a chance to try to keep the Red Sox in this one, or Colorado might just pick up a win in game 1. That one, though, is going to take a fly out in left. Too high. This will keep the game going. Chacha will look to make a throw here over towards second, keeping him there. Putting a man in scoring position for the Red Sox. It'll be Marcelo Mayer to follow. Quijada on the mound for us. 1-2 count, 2 outs with a whole lot of speed on the bases. That one's going to take a little fly. This time it's gloved by our right fielder. We take the second game here against the Sox. Pretty sure I said first game earlier. It's the second game tying this series, leaving us with a chance to take a series as we head in to the final game per episode. And it will begin with a dynamic challenge, as it's already another 5-piece here in the top of the first for the Red Sox. So we got to make sure we're bringing home some runs. Drive in 1 runner. And he's not the fastest, at least doesn't have great steal. 32 is the speed, a bouncer. And that will not get the job done, but we will move him 90 feet away from the plate. And as we would move on to bottom of third, 1 run would score. So for Chacha Vauzz, we're going to say it's that runner that he moved 90 feet away. We got to make sure we do a little bit better here. Got to come back in this one. And see you, I hope, later. Yes, it is gone. I wasn't sure on that one. Chacha Vauzz with another Coors Field home run. He scores 2 on the 100 exit velo. I believe that one said it went 390, maybe 370. Either way, it went into the bullpen as Chacha Vauzz scores a pair of runs here for the Rockies. And correction, I was wrong on both accounts. 399, just short of 400. The Red Sox are looking to once again widen their lead. Dominic Smith, the first baseman, he got us out last time with that flip over to the pitcher covering. I'd like to make sure we get him out here on a double play. As Chacha comes in, gets the tag, buddy. You got to make the throw here as well. Not in time. I don't know why Chacha has gotten into his head that he has to celebrate those tags. Tag and throw. That's what we need. Good news for him is it doesn't cost us an extra run. We stay within 2 as we go bottom of the 5th. A home run shot in his last appearance, and now it's Cutter Crawford on the mound. Not sure if that's who we faced last time. Honestly, I don't remember looking. But Chacha Vauzz here. Can we find another multi-hit day? Well, it's another foul ball for him. And this one will be in play, but nowhere close to the same amount of power he had last time. Flying out in mid-center field. So if we're going to get an extra hit in this one, it'll have to come here. Bottom of the 8th. Red Sox do find a little bit of some more insurance, make it a 6-3 ball game. Chacha Vauzz has to make sure he gets on the bases. Robert Suarez on the mound, coming in specifically to face Chacha Vauzz. He's got a 102. And it's 103 that goes off a bunt attempt there for Chacha Vauzz over the top of the catcher's head and over back towards the net. So 0-1. Chacha then swings. Misplayed by second, but still gets Chacha out in time. I don't think he was giving his full effort on that run. But we'd have another chance here. Bottom of the 9th. Runner 90 feet away. Another all the way over at first. You've got to bring home 1 here. You would like to bring in both. We'll aim high, but make sure we bring home at least that 1. Ryan Helsley on the mound, 102 to 79. And it's the 104 by him on the upper inner third. Chacha. In our last episode, had a walk-off grand slam to end the episode. Do we have that in us yet again? Well, a 101 fouls off the top of the zone. And it's now 0-2 with both pitches coming in high, both fastballs. Helsley try to end this game with an 0-2 count. And he gets Chacha, though. That one does get behind the catcher. Still making the throw. Chacha knew he was going to go with that breaking ball. He tried to get a bunt down in time. He whiffed on it. Red Sox will take that series. No walk-off grand slam this time. But you can't get them every time. Sometimes you do strike out. But overall, we completed our goal here today. We picked up a win in each of our series. Chacha Vauzz got a hit in every single game as well in today's episode. And I think with that, he deserves a little bit of some love. So make sure you smash that thumbs up here for Chacha Vauzz. Now, next time, we face the Dodgers. It's only a 2-game series, so that's going to be a tough one to get started. We then have the Cincinnati Reds and the Baltimore Orioles. Hopefully, we'll still be able to pick up at least a win per series. That is the goal with this team, as it's not a complete team. However, they do have the complete Major League Baseball stolen base leader in Chacha Vauzz. He surpassed Pete Crow Armstrong today, as he only had one in every series that we've played through in this episode. Chacha went from 7 to 13, so a big jump. And there's a couple guys with 9 over in the American League, Willie Castro and David Hamilton. Now, unfortunately for Chacha, while he has been hitting more home runs, I feel like percentage-wise, compared to his rest of his at-bats than we've seen in the past, he's definitely not in the leaderboard right now for home runs, but honestly, he's not all too far behind, I would say, the top 5, as you have a couple guys here at 8, Ohtani's at 7, and you have a fair few amount of guys sitting here at 7. So Chacha Vauzz is doing well, but not in the leaderboard there. And while he's been picking up a lot of singles, he's still not really in the top category as well for just overall hits. A good bit behind, as Nick Castellanos is just flying high right now at 41. That doesn't mean Chacha's not having fun, and if you are having fun as well in this series, make sure you stick around by hitting that bear icon on the bottom right, or scrolling down, hitting that sub button, and tapping that bell icon. You're notified when all these videos go live. It's completely free, so if you haven't done it, make sure you do. We'll get stuck into that next series next time, as I believe there was an announcement that the new Madden is going to be coming out a little bit earlier for early access. So we'll have the rest of this week with the typical schedule, and we might only have one episode of Chacha Vauzz next week. So make sure you are sticking tuned to that channel with that notification button on, and I'll update you on the community tab with any different changes that we should expect coming soon. But Chacha Vauzz is doing great. We'll see you next time as we play the Dodgers.